What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Zach's Live Trader. Here with you as always, I am the bearded boy wonder, Dave Bartosiak, and today, my friends, we are talking about Jabil Circuit. That's right, ticker JBL. Now, it's been a while. Haven't really had our ducks in a row here. Hurricanes happening, drivers not working out for me. All sorts of craziness happening, and it just couldn't get it cracking. The good news is we're here, we're rip-roaring and ready to rock, and getting started. So this week we're gonna do JBL today. We've got another show tomorrow. I don't think we have any morning after. We're not gonna do any morning after. Friday I got some stuff going on, and then next week. Will be another week where we, start to bring some stuff back. I'm thinking we'll start doing Dave's Daily Dive a little bit more often, and maybe a little bit differently, having it, kind of live on this channel, so that people can see that. And I'll touch base on some more stuff. So that's basically what my plan is. And we're also going to get back to doing that 1 o'clock show, because 11 o'clock. I'm going to try and keep this a lot more consistent. So we will be doing that moving forward, and that's it. We're getting echo, huh? I don't know why we're getting echo. I don't know about that echo. Maybe it's just the sound of the room here, because I don't have any fancy. There's nothing. Everything's the same. We'll see. You're just gonna, it is what it is. It's always something, huh? I didn't mess with any audio drivers, so. Hopefully. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Jeff. That's right. I did. I turned the big, had the birthday. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Today's my mom's birthday, actually. But Monday was my birthday. That's right. It was good. It was solid. Oh, no, there's music in the background? Say it ain't so. Yeah, Pando, we put music on here. We're rocking and rolling. I don't care about the copyrights. I'm a rebel till they shut me down. All right, golden. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Now that the pleasantries are over. Let's kick things off right here. Let me zoom this in a little bit for us because we're not quite. Boom. There you go. And for you folks that are watching this a little bit later or whatever, remember, Live Trader's free now. That's right, 100% free. I got to do a little pitch here. And then you see this Discord room. Come and hang out with us in our Discord chat room. Subscribe. It's free. Free 99. So, enjoy. All right, let's kick things off here with Jabil Circuit, ticker JBL. Now, Dave, why are you talking about JBL? Well, I think there's an opportunity here. This is the price consensus and EPS surprise chart. So as always, the black line corresponds to the price, which is the right y-axis. The multicolored lines represent the evolution of our exact consensus estimates over time, and that coincides with this left y-axis. So green arrows are earnings beats, red arrows are earnings misses. Right off the bat, guys, it's a lot of chop city, back and forth. Have had some good beats, though. Had a string of beats before a disappointment. And we have had a string of beats recently, so this is good. But the reason why I really wanted to talk about this stock was looking at these consensus estimates. You have sort of a rounding out of consensus. This reminds me of Micron, my friends, right? This rolling over a little bit here. So there's that. Danny, you can put it on your phone, on an app. There's a Discord app on your phone, so that we're always with you. Anyway, so they're rolling over here, and then now since basically mid-2016, you see growth, and it's starting to tick higher, growth and ticking higher. Now, one thing I look for specifically on this chart is this exact scenario where you see the current year and the next year estimates don't go down, but the stock tops out and starts to come down. I like that, because that tells me that whatever this reason is for the selling has not been confirmed by EPS. So that's one way you could use these price consensus and EPS surprise charts, because there are news events which take place, right? Which put stress on stocks. And then you have to ask yourself, is this making an impact to the bottom line of the company? And if the answer is no, then maybe you should be fading that move. That's how I look at it. I think so. When you see charts like this, that could be a sign, or it means that something's looming and it just hasn't hit the earnings yet, right? But when we're talking semiconductors in general, we know what's happened. We know the pressure that they've come under. And again, I keep going back where I was talking about Micron. I'm going to pull up Micron right here for us, just to hammer home my point so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So with Micron, again, we have the rounding out. So it happened a little earlier in Micron. It was in late 2014. The rounding out, these estimates came down. And then they started to creep up. And if you notice here, estimates still moving in a positive direction, but the stock starts to come down. And then now, obviously, it's had a pretty good move after its earnings report. But the point is that this is all moving in a positive direction. And I know, obviously, they're not in the exact same business, two of these guys, but this is my point, is that you do have these estimates still coming up, at least maintaining, and the stock coming down a little bit, right? So keep that in mind. Looking at the detailed estimates page, these guys are going to report after the bell today, so you don't have a lot of time. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jamming these up. I have not been good at my time management over the course of the last couple of weeks, as I've gotten back into the swing of things here. So I apologize, but we'll get back to normalcy when earnings season kicks back off, which is just a couple of weeks away, short weeks away, my friends. Let's take a look here at revenues. So revenue, we're looking for 10.5% year-over-year growth for the current quarter. Next quarter looks like 9.83. Current year, nah. I'll go back and see why on our other page. But only 5% for next year. So really, it's happening now. It's not necessarily going to happen for them next year. But look at how that translates over to the EPS side of things. Huge EPS growth here. Expecting 61 cents this quarter after getting only 28 cents a year ago. Next quarter looks like 27.54%, getting 88 cents. So these are still good numbers. Current year, 12.5. So this has been accelerating recently, and that's what that tells me. Next year looks like 23.89. So some increased efficiency happening as the revenue growth is slated to slow, but EPS looks all right. However, here's a little bit of a bearish sign, my friends. Over the last week, you do have an analyst that has come out and dropped their numbers for the current quarter, current year, and next year. But let's see how much of an impact that's made. Not much. We've gone from 63 cents to 61 cents for the current quarter. Next quarter is obviously stayed at 88. 211 down to 209 for the current year, and 261 down to 259. So these are very small adjustments, but downside adjustments nonetheless, and happening so closely before earnings. Still, you see the series of surprises here. We've had a few in a row. Small surprises, 4 cents, 5 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents. So not a huge surprise, but a surprise nonetheless, and in the positive direction. So this is, in fact, a good thing. Let's take a quick look at the chart. What the heck's going on here, guys? So a few things. Right away, when I see a chart like this, my instinct is fibs, right? Where's my fib? As tempting as it is to start from here and go there, I don't think that's necessary. This is really the move we're looking at, okay? And what's come into play here? The 200-day moving average. Now, this is a good sign. I like it. The 200-day moving average here. Providing a little bit of support right now. So this is good. Now where's your next level? So if this breaks, and this also happens to be sort of intraday dip in the wick support there. big consolidation range. 32 to 28, okay? And we do have some negativity here since failing at those highs, breaking the bottom of this trend line. Let me make this a little more clear for you. I'm going to zoom in. Trend lines, my friends. And this was butting up like a nice little wedge, but it broke the bottom of the wedge. Okay, so that's not good. But there are bids here, which shouldn't be too surprising that a stock has bids at its 200-day moving average, right? But if you see here, I've drawn our fibs. Now we have a new sort of area of resistance here that's come in. Sort of 2960s. Okay. So, and if it breaks down further, this 2730, that's nothing. I think you need to be more realistic. If it breaks down 26, 29, maybe even worse. Now here's the thing that should make everybody nervous. Is this selling into the number? Let me, a couple things. CCI, CMF. Okay, so I like to use the commodity channel index as an overbought, oversold indicator. So what does that mean? Well, when it's above 100, it's overbought. When it's below negative 100, it's oversold. There's a couple different ways to play this pattern. Now, when stocks are up near 52-week highs, what I like is a CCI to come from overbought to hit the zero line and keep going. That's a nice little continuation pattern I use in Momentum Trader all the time. Now, the other way to play this is you wait for it to get to oversold condition and then cross over the zero line. So in this case, oversold, boom, there was a buy signal. And you could see that coincides with the stock at 30, right? So immediately following, ran up a little bit. So that's good. And here you have a scenario again where we're getting oversold, but it would take a little bit to cross over the zero line. And the thing about it is we're sitting here into earnings. So it could happen like the day of. And you see it happen again here. We got negative whatever, comes to the zero line, doesn't really cross, just kind of lingers, right? That's not a very bullish pattern either. This is no bueno. You want to see like, boom, it just kick on through. Now, this is a little bit of a gap, so this does throw off the money flows. It's not a significant gap though. But the money flows have turned negative. That's a bearish sign, my friends. But the good news is that it is negative while the stock is negative. Okay, so it's not any sort of divergence that we're seeing in there. What do I mean by divergence? Well, back here, so you got the money flows starting to decline. Stock still kind of on an upward trend. Last gas to the upside before it runs out of gas. So maybe that could have been a sign. But they did start to strengthen a little bit here. I don't know. What you want to look for is this divergence, right? So the difference between what's happening in the CMF versus the actual stock price, right? Just gives you a warning. It's not always so clear, cut, and dry, though. Okay, it's almost like it's like a yellow light, and then you have to use something else to confirm it because it does give sort of false signals a lot. Remember, the CMF's a function of volume and where the stock closes within that range on that day. Okay, I can show you the math behind it, but that's the Cliff's notes on it. Okay, so what does that mean for JBL? Look at the fibs. We are at the 200-day, and it really takes something for the stock to be under this 200-day. Now, it has done that before, but we've been over the 200 days since August of 2016. That's a long time to be above the 200-day. And this retracement to it, it's interesting that this is selling into earnings. That's a warning sign. That's actually not that bullish for the stock, okay? Now let's get back to the options chain, or get to the options chain. Side-by-side view, so we can check this out. 28 bucks is what we're talking about. Let's see, because these guys are reporting after the bell today. Bust out the handy dandy calculator. 70s buy, 90s we'll call that 80 all day on the call side. On the put side, 85 by 95, we're going to call that 90. $1.70, my friends, divided by 28. You're talking a 6% move is what they're expecting here out of shares of JBL. So 6%, $1.70. All right. Go to the G14 classified. I was looking at something else earlier. JBL. First, show me the revenues. And we were talking about this because we saw it. This revenue growth kind of slowing this year, increasing next year, maybe a little bit the year after. Okay, so that's good. Not bad, but that's not what we want. We want this consolidated surprise. We want to see how have these guys done during earnings season in the past. That's what this gives us. Okay. What's happened? Well, 4% downside, 5%, a 12% move, -3, 1.5, -8. That was on a disappointment, right? So that's good. Look at this. The surprise and still, nope, didn't care. Upside surprise, market liked it. Upside surprise, market liked it. Downside, market didn't like it. Okay, so they're tracking with these EPS pretty decently. Okay, so it's not bad, right? All right. Let's look at the past, though. So there we go. You go back, you got a 14.6, you got an 8, you got a 6, you got a 3, you got a 2, you got a 3. What's this? 20. So they have moved in the past. There has been some real action. So that's good to know. Let's get back to this options chain. Let's go to October. You guys are going to see me messing around with these monthly expirations a lot more, and even adding more time. And what I'm going to do for you guys, like I'm going to show you these trades that are a little further out, but then I'm still going to give you the quickies, all right? Because you got to give the people what they want. And I know a lot of you guys want to mess around with the quicker hitting stuff, just get to the point. So I will show you that. But I've just noticed personally, recently, my timing has not been great. And I'm trying to figure out why. And I'll fix that. But most of the time, I've been pretty good on direction and pretty bad on timing. And I've been not giving myself enough time. Case in point, the yen trade. Ugh! I got to go back to this because this is frustrating. Basically betting on yen to go up. My option expired here. So I rode all of this garbage, basically. I got trapped in all of this. I think the actual day I got it was around here. But I got trapped in all this nonsense waiting for this to finally happen. When now it's finally rocking and rolling. So I fixed that problem with my Euro trade. I'm going out to October, so this thing can unwind hopefully a little bit further, and I'll be a very happy man. But the point is, just too short. And when you're doing spreads, like, it benefits you. The reason why you're doing a spread, you're long on one end, you're short on the other end. So if you buy time in the long call, you're selling time in the long put, and you're going to get that money back. So don't be afraid about going out with a spread. If you go out 3 years on the spread, you're still getting some of that time value back, okay? So when in doubt, push it out. Hey, that's a good one. I totally just made that up. Trademark it, put it on the board. When in doubt, push it out. That's hilarious. Okay, so October. This is the shortest we're going to do. Forget about the side-by-side. I am stacked. All right, so Bulls. Market's looking for 170, so that puts it in between or here, okay? Actually gives us a nice little risk reward here. Before I do that, 29s, just to show you. 29.70s. That's very close to this first little area on this 23.6, right? So I do believe that that would be resistance here on a good day, assuming it gets to the upside. So let's do this. 28s, 29.50. If you went long, the October 20th, 28 call, it's going to cost you 103. Simultaneously going short the 29.50 call, you're going to get back 50 cents of that. That's 53 cents is your net outlay. Difference in the strike prices is $1.50 minus that 53 cents is 97 cents. So you've got the potential to make 183%. And the stock's only got to move $1.50, which is what, 5%? Not even 6%, 5.5%, somewhere in there. That's a very good risk versus reward right there, folks. So I'm going to say a bull debit is long the October 20th, 29.50 call spread for a 53-cent net debit. That's the bull case. That turns out very well, too. Okay. Now, on the bears, you could still use the 28s. And we're going to get a little hint at something here, I think. But keep that in mind. So, again, 26.50 now. If we're using sort of the same kind of risk parameters. Long the 28 put, it's going to cost you 110. Simultaneously short the 26.50, you're going to get back 55 cents. Exactly 55 cents. You can make $1.50 minus that 55. You're talking 95 cents that you can make on 55 or 172%. Okay? So, bear debit is long 28, 26.50 put spread for 55 cent net debit. Okay? Now, one thing's making me nervous. Well, there's a lot of things that make me nervous. But specifically on Jabil Circuit. I called them JBL Circuit when I sent the email out earlier today, but that's okay. This selling into earnings. I don't like it. But remember, a famous folly, AAOI, they bought it sort of into the earnings report. It lingered, and then the bottom fell out, right? So you can't always look at what's happening directly into earnings as a condemnation, right? What you do know is that the stock has come down to the 200-day moving average. Stocks trading under the 200-day moving average typically have a compelling reason why they are under the 200-day moving average, right? It's not usually just a technical thing when they break the 200-day. Like, you really have to have a shift in your sort of long-term prospects. But I don't see that here with this stock. It's not there. If we look at our price consensus and EPS surprise chart, you actually see it's kind of holding up, right? The numbers have dipped just a little bit, but this is... And guys, these guys make money. They're making money. They're going to make $2 this year, okay? $2. The stock's at 28. PE of 10. Under 11. This is still a tech stock, right? I mean, what the heck? No, I'm not a big... I mean, being the momentum guy, right? I'm not going to... I don't talk much about valuation. I just don't. But can somebody explain to me why these guys are only trading at, $10 10 times earnings? I don't know. I'm going to go on the bullish side on this. So I'm going to say the trade that pays is the bull debit. Okay? For you daredevils out there, I think this is some serious lotto ticket action, my friends. Great lotto ticket opportunity. Look at the 29s. Look at the 2950s. I think the 29s are better. This sort of fits right into our thing that we look for, but the 2950s, I mean, that's there too. That might be the way to, I might, a lotto 2950 call for 25 cents, my friend. I think that's the way to go. That's the way to roll some dice. That is the way to roll some dice, my friends. Where's my dice rollers? Where's Tajesh? What's going on here? We'll get back to him in the chat, I suppose. So there you go, guys. I think this is a decent buy here. Like, even if I was, so non-talking options, right? Just regular life. If I like this I'd be buying this company here. I'd be throwing some ducats at this 28s. Absolutely. In the hopes that it keeps on coming. All right, gents. That's all I got for you here on JBL. It feels good. It knocked the dust off, knocked the rust off. I know we had one thing here. Woof. Adobe. Yeah, we should be worried. Absolutely, we should be worried. The date is October 15th, 18th, or whatever it is. End of October. If this thing goes to 0, it's not going to go to 0, but with HIIQ, I don't think it should be down. I just don't think it should be where it is. I think this is totally overblown. I wouldn't sell this until late October. I don't care what it does. I really don't care what it does. This is a complete load of you-know-what. And I'm looking to add calls. Yes, add. I'm looking to add. I got to ask my compliance guy what I can do with this, because I do have it in home run. I think if I add it, if I have it there, I can add after. We've got rules in place to avoid any sticky situations. So I'll find that, and if so. But the problem is that I can't, then I have to hold it. I would have to hold it even though whatchamacallit? Even though with expiration, I don't want to get into it, guys. Compliance side stuff, I have to be careful. That's why most of the time I just avoid stuff that I have in home run or momentum, because I don't want to I just want to avoid it altogether. All right, guys. So there you go. So HIIQ, I just don't know why. Like, I'm buying. Like, I don't care. That it's selling like this is even better. It might be frustrating for timing an options trade. Definitely don't like the double dip, but look at how oversold everything is. Everything's oversold about this. At the 200-day, they poke it through. I think this is a rope-a-dope. I've seen this before. They've done it before. Poke it down through the 200-day and then realize, like, yo, this is the day that this gets, that they release the news, the good news about what's happening in Florida with their license. I mean, these guys should be slapped anyway. So there you go. Who gives live data for what? What's 63 cents? $29.50? This is for the September 29th on Lotto. I gotta look at this now because you guys have got me paranoid. We're gonna load up a different day and then go back to this day. I should just fire up my E-Trade. How could this be that off? Are you guys in the wrong expiration? How much you want to bet? You guys are in the wrong expiration. Try to tell me. Oh, the spread. Let's see. Well, you know it's going to be off a little bit. It's never... I don't know, guys. 50 and 103. Unless these numbers are moving. This bid could be moving. Anyway, do as you will. Do as you will, my friends. So there you go. So that's what I'm looking at. That's my game plan. Enjoy. I mean, this can't be that far off, can it, Trevor? But whatever. That's still the one, guys. That's where I'm at. So there you go. That's all I got for you here today. I'll see you guys in the chat. Shoot me those emails. I need emails from you guys about what you want to see next week, okay? Next week, my friends, I need to see it. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to do? What stocks? We missed Micron this week. I had some issues with my computer, but it's all fixed now. Everything's good. And there you go. All right, so shoot me those emails. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll be in the chat in a little bit, I believe. And trade that pays, how many stars? 3 stars. 3-star risk. 3-star risk on the trade that pays. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here today on Zach's Live Trader. I will see you all in the Discord. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.